I'm Nick Griffin. I'm your British National Party candidate for Keighley and Ilkley. The choice in this election is between New Labour's Ann Cryer or the BNP. And according to The Guardian last Wednesday, the contest here between us is far too close to call. That's why your letterbox is probably filled to overflowing with lie-filled leaflets about me and Keighley British National Party, and especially our hard-working councillors. And it's why I hope you'll take just a few minutes to watch this DVD and make up your mind for yourself. Because this election shouldn't be swung by the lies of the Keighley News and the New Labour spin machine. It should be decided by you and other local voters. And you're entitled to see for yourself what you're voting for before you make up your mind. What Ann Cryer dismisses as grooming and what is really racist paedophilia has been going on in Keighley for at least 10 years. For most of that time, Ann Cryer's been in charge and she's turned a blind eye to the problem. Even last year on the politics show on national television, she was still talking about alleged grooming, as if perhaps it wasn't really happening at all. And when we in the British National Party made a whole party political broadcast about this last year, only to have it banned by Channel 5, Mrs Cryer was happy to let that censorship go ahead. She didn't say a word about it.
Can you just tell me how old you are, please?
14.
And you go to a local school?
Yeah.
Have you lived in this area all your life?
Yeah.
You're having problems at school. Can you just elaborate on the kind of problems that you're having?
Asian boys coming up to me and saying, I'm going to rape you, and if you don't go with me, I'm going to punch you in the face with a knuckle duster, and if you don't, give me a blowjob.
And this is happening at the school to several girls, is it? It's not an individual case?
No, it's happening to lots of girls.
Do you think the teachers and the authorities are aware of this?
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably aware that the Edge of the City programme focused on young girls like yourself who are being targeted by Asians to be groomed in this particular area. Do you think that was an accurate description of what is happening?
Yes.
Have you contacted the police regarding them threatening to rape you?
Yeah.
And what's the police response has been?
They said that they're going to look into it.
And that is it?
Yeah.
What's your teacher's response been?
The pupils are gonna get excluded for 15 school days.
Right, and that is it?
Yeah.
There's also the accusation that young Asian males are hanging outside schools in flash cars, basically intimidating young girls like yourself with threats. Is that the case?
Yeah.
And this is happening, what, once a week, twice a week?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
And the authorities know it's happening but they're not doing anything about it? How do you feel when you're targeted by these people?
I feel intimidated by them and scared.
Pressure from your local British National Party councillors, working closely with Keighley Mothers Against Paedophiles, has finally forced Mrs Cryer to admit that there is a serious problem. It's just a shame that she's too politically correct to talk honestly about the underlying reasons for the grooming, rape, paedophile, drugs scandal. And they are anti-white racism, Islamic contempt for unbelievers in general and our women in particular, and the cowardly failure of West Yorkshire Police and the editors of the Keighley News and the TNA to take the problem seriously. Mrs Cryer does support one sensible move to deal with the crisis, a change in the law to allow parents of girls between the ages of 13 and 16 to say that they want their daughters tested for illegal sexual intercourse. But New Labour say that this essential law can't be passed for several years. In fact, they're saying it might take up to 4 years to get it through Parliament. Can you believe that? Tony Blair's New Labour can force through a law to protect foxes in less than 6 months, but say it's going to take up to 4 years to put through a law to protect our young white roses from racist perverts. Isn't that just typical of New Labour? And that's the only solution that Ann Cryer is even talking about. She hasn't come up with a single idea about how to deal with this scandal quickly to get justice for families in Keighley and stop the problem spreading to Ilkley.
Grooming within Keighley has been going on a long time. So I'd like to know how the BNP will deal with this problem.
Here are the common sense BNP proposals for dealing with grooming. 1. Fast-track the law giving parents the right to decide on testing. It should be passed within 4 months, not 4 years. 2. Put up CCTV cameras outside all schools where young girls are being targeted and leave the cameras up. If there's no money to pay for the cameras, then I'll pay for them out of the surplus from my first month's salary as an MP. All I'm going to keep for myself if elected is the average wage. The rest I'm going to spend in the constituency to help improve things for local people. 3. Use hidden police patrols using decoy victims to catch the groomers in the act and frighten the others into leaving our girls alone. 4. Regular police patrols on the moorland roads and car parks where the racists take their young victims. 5. Run special classes in all secondary schools to warn girls of the danger. This is particularly important in Ilkley, where this BNP policy will stop the problem before it even starts. Anne Cryer, the Lib Dems and the Third Choice